Most people prepare only when danger announces itself. They wait for the problem to knock, for fear to demand action, for loss to force change. The warrior does the opposite. He trains in silence for moments that may never arrive, knowing that the absence of struggle is not proof of readiness, but a test of discipline. This is the difference between those who are shaped by circumstance and those who remain unchanged by it. In ancient Japan, this understanding was carved into the bones of the samurai. Miyamoto Musashi, undefeated in more than 60 duels, did not attribute his survival to strength or luck. He believed victory was decided long before the encounter, in days of quiet preparation when nothing seemed to require it. The warrior trained not because battle was certain, but because uncertainty was permanent. This is not a story about fighting enemies. It is a story about becoming someone who does not need chaos to reveal their strength. Chapter 1. The Discipline Before the Storm. Musashi wrote that the true way is practiced daily, not in moments of urgency. He rose before dawn, refined movements alone, and studied his own mind as carefully as any opponent. Many of those around him believed this devotion excessive, even wasteful. They could not see that preparation was not about readiness for others, but mastery over oneself. Zen teaches that calm is not a reaction. Calm is cultivated long before it is needed. When the mind is trained daily to return to stillness, it does not collapse under pressure. The warrior does not search for balance in crisis. He has already built it in silence. The blade may never be drawn, but the hand must always be steady. This is the discipline before the storm. Chapter 2. A man without urgency. In a modern city, surrounded by noise and constant movement, there lived a man named Haru. His life appeared ordinary to those who passed him each day. He worked quietly, spoke little, and kept his routines private. There was no visible ambition driving him, no fear pushing him forward. Haru woke early not because he had to, but because he chose to. He trained his body without mirrors, his breath without guidance, and his attention without distraction. He did not wait for motivation, because he understood motivation was unreliable. His actions were non-negotiable, performed regardless of mood or circumstance. People assumed he was preparing for something specific. Haru knew better. He was preparing to remain himself, no matter what arrived. Chapter 3. Bushido and the Weight of Restraint. Bushido was never about domination. It was about restraint, responsibility, and the burden of self-governance. A samurai was judged not by how fiercely he fought, but by how carefully he lived. Power without discipline was considered dangerous, not admirable. Musashi warned against excess in all things, including emotion. Anger dulled perception. Desire weakened judgment. The warrior trained to remove what was unnecessary, leaving only what could endure pressure. Haru practiced the same principle in modern form. He reduced his life instead of expanding it. Fewer commitments, fewer explanations, fewer indulgences. Each elimination strengthened his presence, making his actions deliberate rather than reactive. Chapter 4. Training for Days That Never Come. Most people measure preparation by visible outcomes. They want proof that effort will be rewarded. The warrior measures preparation by internal alignment. Training is complete when action no longer requires debate. Musashi described this state as no mind, where intention and movement become one. There is no hesitation, no internal conflict, no need for reassurance. This condition is not achieved through intensity, but through repetition in obscurity. Haru often wondered if his discipline mattered. Nothing dramatic tested him. No event demanded his readiness. Yet, he continued, understanding that the absence of challenge was not permission to relax, but confirmation that his system was working. Chapter 5. The Quiet Battle Within. The hardest struggle is not against circumstances, but against the self that seeks comfort. The mind resists repetition, questions effort, and invents reasons to stop. Musashi believed this internal resistance was the true enemy. Defeating it required patience, not force. Haru faced this resistance daily. Some mornings his body felt heavy, his thoughts restless. There was no reward waiting for him, no recognition for continuing. He trained anyway, not to feel strong, but to remain consistent. Over time, the struggle softened. Discipline replaced decision. What once required effort became identity. He was no longer someone who trained. He was someone who did not negotiate with himself. Chapter 6. Presence as the final weapon. Zen teaches that presence is the highest form of readiness. A distracted mind is always late. A present mind arrives before the moment demands it. The warrior cultivates awareness not to predict the future, but to meet it fully. Musashi emphasized observing everything while remaining unmoved. This was not detachment, but clarity. Emotion was acknowledged, not obeyed. Fear was seen, not followed. Haru noticed this change quietly unfolding. Situations that once unsettled him no longer disturbed his balance. He listened more than he spoke. He responded instead of reacting. The world did not become easier, but he became harder to shake. Chapter 7. When the day finally arrives. One day, something did happen. A sudden change disrupted Haru's carefully ordered life. Others panicked, searching for answers, grasping for certainty. Haru felt the weight of the moment, but not confusion. He did not feel brave or fearless. He felt familiar. The pressure matched what he had rehearsed internally for years. His training, meant for days that never came, met a day that finally did. There was no celebration afterward, no sense of triumph. Only confirmation. Preparation had not made him exceptional. It had made him stable. Chapter 8. The Way Without Applause. Musashi died alone, having left behind teachings meant to be discovered, not praised. He believed the way was not meant to impress others, but to correct oneself. Recognition was irrelevant. Integrity was everything. Haru returned to his routines unchanged. He did not increase his effort or speak of his experience. The moment passed, as all moments do. What remained was the person he had built through quiet discipline. The warrior's life is not dramatic. It is precise. Its strength is invisible until it is needed, and often remains unnoticed even then. In the end, the warrior trains not to prove anything to the world. He trains to ensure that when nothing happens, he remains disciplined, and when something does, he remains whole. This is the purpose of preparing for days that never come.